All right, let's talk about Samsung. They are officially jumping into the deep end with their first ever extended reality headset, the Galaxy XR. But this isn't just about a new piece of hardware. It's actually powered by Google's Gemini AI, and it's taking a serious shot at changing how we interact with, well, everything. Let's really dig into what that means.
So make no mistake, this is not just another gadget hitting the market. The Galaxy XR is a very clear, very deliberate answer to a certain competitor that's been making all the headlines. You could say Samsung is officially planting their flag in this new world of high-end XR.
And yeah, that leads us right to the big question, the one on everybody's mind. With the Apple Vision Pro setting the bar so incredibly high, can Samsung's new challenger really go toe-to-toe with it? Can it actually compete, or maybe even come out on top? That's exactly what we're going to unpack.
So what is the Galaxy XR really? Well, think of it less as a VR headset and more of a hybrid device. It's blending virtual reality, augmented reality, and a really powerful AI assistant all into one single package. This is Samsung's big gamble on what they're calling immersive computing, a future where that line between our physical world and the digital one gets really, really blurry.
Now, running this whole thing is something totally new, Android XR. And this isn't just a Samsung project. Nope, this is a massive team-up with Google and Qualcomm. The most important word here? Open. They're creating an open ecosystem for extended reality, which for developers and for us the users could be a huge, huge advantage.
Okay, an open platform is great and all, but it's nothing without some serious hardware to back it up. So let's take a look under the hood of the Galaxy XR and see what kind of tech is actually powering this new reality.
For a first-gen device, these specs are pretty beefy. It's got that new Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 chip, which is built specifically for these kinds of experiences. You've got 16 gigs of RAM, that's plenty for multitasking in a virtual world, and a solid 256 gigs of storage. Now, it weighs in at 545 grams, so it's not exactly light as a feather, and that 2.5-hour battery life, well, we're definitely going to circle back to that.
Now let's talk about what you actually see. This headset is packing two Micro-OLED displays that together have almost 27 million pixels. To put that into perspective for you, that's more pixels than a 4K TV crammed into a tiny screen right in front of your eyeballs. The goal here is just stunning, crystal clear sharpness.
A sharp image is one thing, but to feel truly immersed, you need a wide field of view. The Galaxy XR is giving us about 109 degrees horizontally. And why does that matter? Well, it's crucial because it starts to get much closer to our natural human vision. That's what really sells the illusion that you're inside a digital space, not just looking at a screen.
But honestly, the hardware is only half the picture here. The real game changer, the feature that Samsung is betting the farm on, is the deep, native integration of Gemini AI. This is their secret sauce.
And this quote just nails it. Gemini isn't some application you have to open. Think of it as the foundational intelligence of the entire headset. It's woven right into the operating system itself. It's always on, always aware of what you're looking at, what you're saying, and what you're doing.
So how does it do this? Well, the tech behind it is called multimodal AI, and that's just a fancy way of saying that the AI can understand a bunch of different things all at once. It processes your voice, the images it sees through its cameras, the text you're reading, and even the hand gestures you make all at the same time.
So let me give you a simple real-world example of how that works. Imagine you're walking down the street, you see a cool building, and you just look at it and ask, "Hey Gemini, what is that?" The AI uses where you're looking and what you said to instantly understand the question, and then, boom, it overlays the answer right in your vision.
And this opens up some seriously cool possibilities. You could literally draw a circle in the air around something you're looking at to search for it. Or, get this, you can ask Gemini to take a normal 2D video you're watching and just instantly transform it into a 3D, immersive experience. The whole idea is to make the digital world feel like a natural extension of your physical one.
Okay, so with this super smart AI brain and all this new tech, how does the Galaxy XR actually stack up against the competition? Well, it is time for the main event. Let's put it head-to-head with the Apple Vision Pro.
The first thing you're going to notice, and it's a big one, is the price. At $17.99, the Galaxy XR is almost half the price of the Vision Pro. We're talking a massive difference here, and that alone could be a huge strategic move to make this kind of tech accessible to way more people.
When you look at the specs side by side, what you're really seeing are two totally different philosophies at play.
Apple's all about what it calls spatial computing, placing digital stuff in your real-world space, and it's powered by their own custom M2 and R1 chips in a very locked-down, closed ecosystem. Samsung, on the other hand, is pushing this idea of immersive AI on a more standard Snapdragon chip, and they're betting that their open Android XR ecosystem will get developers on board and help it grow way faster. Now, as exciting as all this is, and as much potential as the Galaxy XR has, we have to remember, this is a first-generation product. And, like any Gen 1 device, it's got some very real challenges to overcome right out of the gate.
Yeah, let's be real about the hurdles here. That 2.5-hour battery life, that's just not going to cut it for long sessions. And the Android XR App Store, while it's promising, is brand new. It's going to take time to fill up with cool stuff. And of course, you can bet that future versions will be lighter, more comfortable, and even more powerful.
But even with those challenges, you can't help but feel like this launch is a really pivotal moment. The Galaxy XR is way more than just another competitor to the Vision Pro. Its very existence forces a much bigger question. Are we right now watching the very beginning of the Android spatial era? An open, more accessible alternative in the huge race to build the future of reality? I guess only time will tell.